Welcome back to Celebrity Corner. I'm your host, Dorothy Cascerceri. So how many of you have been in that position where you're out to dinner, it's time to order wine, and you immediately defer to your date, your husband, your father, your brother, your boyfriend, as if they know more than we do? Joining me today for a crash course on wine and which celeb favorite dishes to pair it with, all the way from Napa Valley, California, from a brand I know you will all recognize, CK Mondavi. Please welcome Janice Mondavi.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
No better expert to teach us about wine pairing than a Mondavi.
Well, when we talk about wine, we love it.
Of course.
It's in our blood.
Of course. Now, CK Mondavi is really special because there is a long family story behind the wine. Tell us a little bit about it.
My husband's Mark. His grandparents in the 1943 bought the property in California, in Napa Valley. So the CK Mondavi label was actually established in 1944.
Wow.
And the other brands were established right around that as well. But we are now fourth generation, my husband being third, and we have 4 daughters. 3 of them are in the industry, 2 work for us. They are fourth generation, and we're continuing to grow.
It's a true family business. I love
absolutely.
that. I love that because there's so many different wine labels out there, and I love a label that really has a story, you know, and what better story than family all working together.
We have a lot of stories. A lot of history.
Oh, I'm sure. Is it all smooth sailing, or is there some?
Well, there were some family issues a few years ago, but that was a generation before me and my husband, but everything was smoothed out before.
Now, another really special thing about CK Mondavi is this partnership that you have with the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. Tell us a little bit about this.
Well, this is the 3rd year that we've been programming and working with the Intrepid Fallen Heroes. My father-in-law, who's 99, still in very, very good health.
God bless. That's amazing.
It really is amazing.
Yeah.
Was a World War II veteran. And a few years ago, we decided we needed to start honoring that. We're very traditional in our family, very historical as well, and thought that this would be a great partnership to work with. So when you buy a bottle of CK Mondavi, part of the funds go to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes to help our fallen warriors.
I love that.
And their families.
What a fabulous cause to support. I mean, CK Mondavi, it's an American-made brand. Everything is done here in America, and that's another kind of reason.
We are 100% American, 100% California fruit. Some of our competitors actually, and on this price point, a lot of our competitors will ship in fruit from South America, from the Europe, and we are strictly California.
I love that. I love that. So many great things. So many great aspects to this brand. Okay.
Thank you.
So without further ado, let's get down to some wine tasting because I'm getting a little thirsty.
Okay.
So we picked some of celebrities' favorite dishes because we're always kind of curious what the celebs love snacking on, or should I say devouring in this case. And we want to hear from you kind of, you know, when we're out at a restaurant, how we know, you know, which wines to pair with what. So let's start first with Jennifer Hudson. She loves shrimp stir fry. Not a surprise. That's probably how she lost all that weight. She's a healthy eater. So with something like a shrimp stir fry, we would pair with the...
I would pair it with the Chardonnay. So your Chardonnay comes through with more of a citrus balance on it. A little bit of an oak.
Don't be jealous, ladies.
A nice crisp follow through on the flavor. And it's just a very, very easy, approachable Chardonnay.
It's very refreshing and delicious. I love it.
A little bit of pear, maybe a little bit of apple through that too.
I love that. Okay, so let's move on to the reds, my personal favorite.
All right.
So Jennifer Aniston, she's another one that has a great figure, but she loves quesadillas and enchiladas. She's really into those, you know, cheesy Mexican dishes with a lot of really full flavors. So if we're out ordering something of that sort, what wine would you suggest we pair?
So the Scarlet 5.
Okay.
And that my husband created. Mark created that in honor of his wife and our 4 daughters because we're a house of women.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I know. Very much so.
He would fit in perfectly here on Celebrity Corner.
And so this is more of a Bordeaux-based blend. So a Cabernet base on this with a little bit of the softness of a Merlot. And Petit Verdot gives it a bit of almost a little chocolate edge to it. And then the Cab Franc gives a little bit of a stoutness and a little bit of
So this is really a good blend, and that's why
really
it goes well
nice
with
blend.
all those flavors of Mexican food, the cheese
Exactly.
and the hot peppers and
Yes.
things like that. I don't know. I always have jalapenos.
It
with my
has a little
Mexican
bit of
food.
spice on it too, and
Right.
a nice, good, soft finish.
Oh, I like that very much.
Thank you.
I wish I could share this wine with all these beautiful ladies in my audience. Okay, but I'm not sharing. Last but not least, we have Kate Bosworth, who is obsessed with spaghetti bolognese, which of course is a great, typical,
The
traditional Italian
fabulous
dish.
dish.
So that's going to go with a red. What would we?
And
pair
that would be the Cabernet Sauvignon. And again, this is predominantly a Cabernet. It has a nice, robust berry, kind of a blackberry and a cherry character to it.
Oh, it's delicious.
Again, it has that nice soft finish, and it would pair well.
And
with
you
the
have
bolognese.
a lot of recipes on
We do.
on your website.
We do.
Where people can recreate some of these dishes at home or dishes similar to
So
them.
if you go to ckmondavi.com, we have a handful of recipes. One is a Gruyere, creamy Gruyere shrimp that would go fabulous
That would be
with
great
our
for
Chardonnay.
Jennifer Hudson's.
Perfect. And then we have another one, which is a lamb curry that would be fabulous. Actually, I believe that was the one for the Cabernet, a little bit out of order here. And then the other one is a family recipe, a lasagna recipe.
Oh
And
gosh,
it's
that
fabulous.
must be incredible.
Well, it is. And what's really fun about it is that my husband's grandmother and her very best friend had this recipe back in the 1940s and 50s in the Napa Valley. One of my daughters and the great-granddaughter of Rosa are very good friends, and she passed on the
So it's
recipe.
been passed down from generation to generation, and now we're passing it on to our audience members and
It
to our
is.
viewers at home.
It's an excellent recipe.
And something else we're passing on to our audience members, everyone's going home with a CK Mondavi t-shirt, and it has the label on the front.
The oak tree.
How fabulous is that? Thank
The
you
heritage.
so much, Janice
My
Mondavi, for
pleasure.
joining us in the studio. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Up next, crazy celebrity weight loss tricks. Do they work? Should we try them? A doctor joins me to weigh in, pun intended. Don't go away.